What's up? What's up? This is Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I'm your host, Hush, a.k.a. How You Stop 'Em, a.k.a. Unstoppable Hush, a.k.a. Voice of Reason, a.k.a. Hush Braun James. No noise. How y'all feeling? How's everything? And this is episode 167, just to let you know. I keep climbing. I'm here by God's good graces. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you alive to watch this. If you're viewing this right now, God has spared your life. I'm not super religious. I'm just saying, if you're able to tune in, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my shit today. Money, power, respect. You know the locks. Key to life. X was in that. Rest in peace to DMX. Heavy. DMX was very influential in the game, you know, and that's big. You know what I'm saying? What we just came across. Speaking of big, Eric Adams has announced that May 21st of 2022 is Biggie Day. So Big's birthday is celebrated. We need that to be an official holiday, though. I need time and a half on that one. We probably not going to get that, but I still honor the fact that it's Biggie Day. So, Big is stamped. It took a minute. That should have been in play, but we'll take it. So, if you know the vibes, it's been like a Biggie type of weekend. Me being all strategically involved as far as a Brooklyn night myself, and I respect and know what Big did for us as a whole. Especially, people who are artists as well, who make music. Big was that one that that if he got to CEO status or, own the label or any kind of real say, he would have got us all on. So, I'm going to salute Big just for that. And I know he had so much influence on so many people. I can sit here and talk the whole segment just off of that. But I will not. What I had a question a day or so ago. Y'all carry this. Y'all can answer this, comment, tell me in person, speak it wherever. Tell me what artist of any genre, any type of music, tell me an artist whose second album was better than their first. In my opinion, Biggie's second album was better than his first. Life After Death is better than Ready to Die. For me, Ready to Die was fire as well. Juicy. Unbelievable is my standout track. I feel like that beat is bonkers. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Life After Death, he matured. So, we're going to say a big enjoy in paradise. Happy birthday in heaven to Biggie. 50th birthday would be 50 if he was still with us. That is huge. And I just love being from Brooklyn at this moment right now. So, respect. Shout out to Eric Adams for that. Even if I don't really see eye to eye with him and all his mayor movements, I gotta give him that one. He rubbed me the right way with that one. Shout out to Big's kids, Biggie Jr., C. Wallace, and Tiana. Respect. Yo, I could talk the big shit the whole time though, what he's done, his influence, just how that whole story. Even if you watch the movie Notorious and people comment against it or for it, saying that it's really not how it really went. It may not be how it really went to the T, but it's enough. It's enough for me. I like, W wireless rappers I demolish. Yo, I love hip hop. You don't understand like this podcast and acting and all of that and everything else I gotta do to survive. You know what I mean? It's cool, it's cute. hip hop is it just does something for me. You know what I'm saying? And not to get too personal, like, you know, I don't know. Other people do music. I don't know why. What's their real purpose? You know, fame, fortune. Those are the like expectancies of doing it. But for me, it's not even that, man. Like I hope not to talk crazy. Like I hope in the afterlife, whenever my day is done, I hope in the afterlife I can still peep shit. Because I just want to be able to see that if after I'm gone is when y'all gonna really realize, like, yo, for y'all to be able to take my music and say, you know what, there's things he did that influenced my life. There's things he did that I can relate to. You know, it ain't about being the greatest, really. You want to be in the top 5 talk, absolutely. But it's not about being the greatest. It's about showing that passion and how much you love something. So you know, like, you know, when other people recognize it, they say, nah, this person is really passionate about it. Like, I spent like half my entire life with music. You know, you can't really tell me that it's a gimmick, it's a come up. It's not about me though. Let's go back to the big thing, like Big's influence, Big's, you know, the things he done in such a short time. Even Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a big thing between, you know, who we favor more, Big or Tupac. How do we feel about the music, and how do we feel about the influence of both individuals? Like, I feel like Pac had an influence that was crazy as well. You know, and because I'm from Brooklyn, I'm supposed to root for Big. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even matter where I'm from, because lyric-wise, I'm going to roll with Big regardless. But I really love what Pac did as well. Like, I love his influence as well. It did affect also. It was heavy also. So we're just going to give that, and you know what I'm saying? And the mayor gets his flowers for, you know, making it a big day. So now every year when we celebrate Big birthday, it's big day, especially in Brooklyn. I'm going to make sure I pull up the next time, you know, and just make sure I'm in the atmosphere, because I would love to feel that. You know what I'm saying? While we're saying happy birthday, we can't leave out 2 other very iconic, very influential artists as well. I want to give a happy G-Day, happy Earth Strong to Busta Rhymes and Havoc of Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? Their birthdays is in the vicinity of Big, and that's a lot of pressure, because being around his birthday is very hard to get your just due, because everybody's going to be paying attention to that. But I noticed it. I know that I got to salute Busta and Havoc. Happy G-Day as well. We're going to move on. Come close for the look. Okay, this is where I'm at. Alright, cool. So, yeah, this is all self-indulged, self-done. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I won't pay a crew, pay a supporting cast, but who's really with it? Because I'm consistent. But let's move on. So I gave the happy birthday accolades, right? Kendrick, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Am I even saying that right? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Alright, so his album I mentioned on the last segment that I ain't get to hear it yet, but he sold almost 300,000 copies the first week. Today's day and age, the way music is accessible, we gotta really honor whatever numbers you really hear, because there's so many ways to get music without giving the real contribution to it. You know, there's cheat codes out the yin yang. So for him to still do 300, where, you know, there's ways to get the music for free and not document that you got it. So shout to Kendrick. I did listen. I do like it. You know, there's a thin line between hating and bandwagon. So I don't want to bandwagon, I don't want to sound like I'm hating. I like some joints. There's some joints that are hitting, where it's going to stick. But I think for the hype and for the weight, you know, and in comparison to what's going on out here, that it wasn't like the album of the year though. It's not the album of the year. I'm sorry. I like what I like from it. He's lyrical, he's talented, without a doubt. It is not enough. It's not enough to call it the album of the year. I made like 5, 6 joints. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to him nonetheless. Shout out Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? It's dope for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll give it that. It's not my favorite of the year though, but it's dope. I don't know if I said it. I'm gonna repeat. Fuck it. They get that Rihanna and ASAP welcome a baby boy into this world. We don't have much more on that. All right, that's it. Just to shout that. Shout out to Tommy. I call him Tommy. He's from Power. Force 4. I think his real name's Joseph. He shouted out Notori. It's funny how I talk about the movie Notorious. That's where I first saw Notori Norton. That's Tasha in Power. So she was in a show called Queens, and that has been canceled after season 1. Tommy sent some encouraging words to big her up that she really is a queen. Shout out to Notori. You know, everything may not go your way, but you definitely was Tasha in Power and gave us great performance. So I expect to see you in something else for sure. For sure I expect to see you somewhere else. But shout out to you. Give you your flowers. And shout out to you recently getting married. Hope that is a beautiful marriage and it succeeds and surpasses whatever expectations is expected of us, colorful. I want to shout out somebody real quick. The song is called Charge the Cops, Blue and Water. That's big, and I want you to pay attention to that. So it's called Charge the Cops. Charge the Cops, featuring Blue, by Water. That's a mother and daughter coming together to make a statement in music that's needed, especially by females. I don't want y'all to look at this as the average female. I know average female artists, they gotta sell it, you know, sexual, sexy. But this is something that we needed to hear. So again, Charge the Cops featuring Blue. I need you to go on all major streaming platforms and check that out. Purchase that, download it, check it out. Shout out for that. No doubt. The obvious, so I just came across this, so I wanted to address it a little bit quickly. Fat Joe tried to bring peace between Ja, Irv Gotti, and 50. And, you know, Irv Gotti had to curse him out. But Irv Gotti co-signed that he loves Fat Joe. You know, that's the guy. But that's something that'll never happen. You know, Irv Gotti said something that was kind of like, I get it. You know, you can't disrespect me. Family members talk a little crazy and we going to be kumbaya. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can eventually let things go. Like you said, they could exist, I can exist, but we're not going to be buddy-buddy with it. I get it. Some things that some people do, you can forgive, but you just know that you're not rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to be, everything ain't got to be resolved to the T where y'all buddy-buddy. Everybody's not meant to be buddy-buddy, and I think I get it. So, you know, I'm cool with that, so I just wanted to say that. I'm doing real good on the mental tip as far as my memory because there was some other stuff I was supposed to. I've done good with pointing out the things I wanted to. I guess I got to do the update with the sports. So, we're down to 4 teams. I said it before probably. How it's Miami, Boston, Dallas, Golden State. Golden State has showed up as they should. The first 2 home games, they handled business. Dallas was up by 19 at one point in game 2, still lost, cost the game. I don't know how to really label stuff because my emotions may get in the way. So I probably could talk the Miami-Boston side. Miami, for me, you know, they have depth. You know, they have a good bench. They have good offense. I don't know. Like, they're a hit or miss for me. So even though it may seem like they have a lead on Boston, I can't, I'm not a Boston fan. I got to be honest. I'm not a Boston fan. I see what they do, though. I see the work they put in out here. And defense does win games. Defense is huge. So I got Boston as being threatened and dangerous because of the defense that they put in. So although Miami's up 2-1, right now Miami's up 2-1. They're heading, if they're not already, they're already in Boston. So the next game's in Boston. No, but Boston was a 2 seed. Miami's first. Okay, cool. So this next game's in Boston as well. I don't know what's going to happen. I know Marcus Smart and Al Horford was out and now they're back. So that will play a huge role in the outcome of this. But I know that Boston needs to win their next game because 2-1 can't be 3-1. If it goes 3-1, I'm going with Miami. That's it, done. Dallas, a 19-point lead. You blow a 19-point lead, but you was in Oakland. So I kind of give you a pass. But I don't give you a pass, and again, I can't really talk on this because I'm more emotional on this side because I've been with Dallas since Dirk Nowitzki. I like players. I'm not really so much a team guy. But, I know that you can't give up a 19-point lead. I know that was probably like something they need to learn from, and they will. And I would hope, God forbid, they're in that predicament again of being up 19, they would lose it. So they're shifting to Dallas to try to get one because it's 2-0. If you don't get one and it's 3-0, I guess the finals is going to be Warriors. Right now, to be politically correct, I got Warriors Miami. But you can't really say for sure. But everybody's going to say Warriors Miami or Warriors Boston. No one has Dallas, even though Dallas was down in the same predicament against Phoenix. They're going to say Phoenix is not Warriors. Let's see what happens. Baseball. Yankees have lost the game. So the win streak is over, yet they still maintain the best record in baseball. Currently struggling against the White Sox. Not so much, but the White Sox is giving up a good competition. What I worry about is the Yankees beating the teams they're supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? But I also worry about them beating the teams who's on their radar. Toronto or Tampa. I don't know where Tampa really is, but Toronto for sure they should be handling. When they face Houston, that's going to tell me something. That's going to be telling. People on their radar. Mets are still good. I think they're first. They're just not great in the overall. The overall record, I feel like they're 4th or 5th in the league. But in their division, they still first, I believe. So, that's that for them. I don't really talk about hockey. The Rangers are losing to Carolina. 2 games. They had 2 games in the hole. That game is going on. We'll see what happens. Again, nobody wants to go down 3-0. And let me shout out Golden State because I sound like, I got some venom for them. I really don't have no venom for them. I know what Curry's capable of. I know what Klay Thompson's capable of. He's not 100. Draymond is Draymond. I don't really got no venom for them. But, Dallas is my guy. So I got to roll with Jason Kidd. I love him. I think he's great as a coach. I feel like if Jason Kidd was a coach of the Brooklyn Nets, that they would be in the Final Four for sure. But that's it on that. And that's all I can really touch on. So, yeah. Parents. And their influence. So, life is crazy, right? If you went through this or you're currently in this, listen to me. Relationships don't always work out, right? So if a man and a woman have a child, don't get sensitive on me. This is straight heterosexual relationships I'm talking today because of the whole child dynamic. So if a man and a woman have a child, they were together, they no longer together, the child's born, the children are born, it doesn't work out. That relationship is real testy. if both parties, the mom and dad, both move on to find their partners that make them feel whole again. So now it doesn't matter who has custody, full custody. The mom finds true love, feel equal. She can raise kids with a positive outlook. Now the father found someone, he feels whole. They should be good. You know, they should be good. I'm sad because it shouldn't take that for it to be a successful parenting relationship, but I feel like that should be automatic. So when I hear that the mother has moved on and is happy, and the father has moved on and is happy, and there's still issues, I'm confused. Make it work. Make it work. It's so sensitive because the kids today are fragile. The kids are more sensitive. The kids are more influenced. So how shit go matters. You feel me? So if both parents can find substance, find happiness, this should be a shoo-in. Like the kid gonna be good because both parents should be on the same page at that point. I'm sad to say also that if that's not the case, that both parents haven't found their true mate, someone to make them feel whole, that they still should be the most cooperative in raising this child, especially when the other parent wants to be involved. And on record, if we find our other half, our better half, it doesn't take away from who the real parents are. They should still be involved. They should still get to a place where they should feel like they should tap in, check in, interact fully, because kids are impressionable. So the parent that they live with can find their true mate. It's so controversial because I feel like mothers or fathers, but we're going to talk more in the mother's state of mind, that when a mother keeps the kids, has all the kids, find that guy that is their better half, makes them happy, no question about it at all, and is real helpful with the kids can go to this guy. The kid still needs their real dad. That's vice versa. The kids need their real dad, and the kids need their real mom. It's just so vital. It does so much if we can get the real parents involved to where the kids feel that comfortable, because they can grow up and they could be all right. Y'all gotta get close to y'all for this. The rest of this I might be right here. The kids may be all right with the supporting cast, with the stand-in, because that's all a parent's significant other is, if they're not the original parent of the kids that's being raised. They're a stand-in, and as influential as they is and how good they may do, the kids need the original parent. They need the original parent. They need the original parent. No question about it. And if they can get that, that's just so big. At whatever point they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want them there from the gate. But whenever they can step in, when they feel whole, when they feel wholesome, that's big, because that's when we can see how much of an impact it makes for the kids that have their real parents involved. And nobody should feel no way with this. Let me be clear. Like, if you want to tease stepdaddies and stepmoms, whether the parent got officially married or not, you know, maybe that's a title that's given prior to that, because if the other individual's been there for X amount of time, has been influential, that they should have a title, right? You know what I mean? Not just the name of them. You know what I mean? So don't get sensitive, because again, put yourself in them shoes. I wanted both my parents. We're not going to get into the personals, though. Did I have both my parents? My grandmother raised me. We're going to just leave it there. But having both your original parents, the two human beings that came together to have you, the accessibility, the access to them should be high. You should be able to reach either or at any given time because they brought you here. So I don't know if that's squared from the gate. That's some down the line shit. Certain age, once people get over their feelings, once people put their personal shit to the side, once people are not selfish, because everything you do when you have kids that don't include them, that you're making a soundproof decision based on your feelings and how you deal with shit, is real selfish when it comes to the child. And you're human. We all make mistakes. But we have to be aware of this, that they need us. They need us. You got to put aside the things that are irritating, the things that don't make sense, the things that are not in your favor. You got to put it to the side to make sure this child has enough attention, enough impact, enough schooling to be great. Because your child needs to be great. Your child needs to be aware. Your child needs to be prepared for how this world do. And, if they cannot go through headaches or avoid certain shit that you had to deal with, that should be the ultimate goal. And I want people to use that as a fuel even more. If you went through some shit in your childhood, and you see how shit could be fucked up, excuse my French, and you see how you had to just eat shit, be strong, grow up quicker, just be like, alright, I gotta handle it, or just deal with it. If you've been through that, you shouldn't want that for the kids. So at your best ability, you should try to be a team player to try to make sure your child goes through the least amount of obstacles that you went through. Now, they still going to have to find their way. They still going to go through some shit. It's delusional to think that even at your best, even at both parents' best, the child is still going to experience something that they got to make a sound decision, or they may be affected by it. But if we can just have good energy going in to squash everything that might get in the way of our decision making and our handling of the other parent, and I'm focusing this on the fact that y'all not together, it might have ended ugly, or y'all just don't really see eye to eye, you got to take the relationship factor out of it. You feel like you wasted time, you lost your time, whatever. You still could maintain, you know what I'm saying, and try to make things right for the kid's sake. The kid needs to see that maturity, because you know what? It'll teach them that when things don't go right, I still got to operate in a certain manner. I still got to hold things down a lot. You know what I'm saying? And not worry about the fact of my personal feelings and how I was dealt with and treated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than that. When you have a child, it's bigger than that. It's no longer about your feelings. And your feelings don't matter. You feel me? So it don't really... You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just be good to that, take heed to that, and know that the child still needs you, and you can't take it personally at that point. To make that child great, to instill and give that child as much knowledge and info as you can from a perspective that has no emotions whatsoever, they will be great, and they don't have to go through the shit you went through. You know what I'm saying? It's very petty to say that you feel like they should go through the shit that you went through. You know what I'm saying? I don't be doing this, but I decided to do it right there. So, that's all I got for you for that. We can be strong though, you know what I'm saying? It's when you're at peace with yourself. It's when you're happy with yourself and everything you're trying to do. If you know you're not on no fuck shit and everything that you're doing is to the best of your ability, and you have genuine feelings, you have genuine reactions and genuine, thoughts, should I say. You know what I'm saying? When you know you're not out here on some really cutthroat, I feel this way, so the world must suffer. We human, nobody perfect, so I get it. Some days you may feel not as modeled citizen as other days. There's days I'll be like, I'm just not feeling it right now. You know what I mean? And you need a moment. And that's cool. Because my talk, my advice, and my input is not based on a perfect world. It's not based on you getting up every day and never feeling like, yo, today I need a minute. Like, today is not rocking for me right now. Like, I'm not 100. I'm not 100. We get that. I'm here to put that on display, that we know that every day you get up, every day you wake up, everybody's quick to say, you wake up, you grateful, you here. That should be it. Just off the fact that you opened your eyes and you got up, you here. But I am understanding and not naive to know that just because you woke up, every day ain't excellent. Every day ain't to the T. There's some shit that be off. There's shit you wake up. There's some shit that's off sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. And you deal with it accordingly. So in that day, in that moment, you may not handle it the most solid way you can. And I'm getting a little off topic here as far as the kids go. But you got to be solid yourself. You got to be good. So, all these other days that you wake up and things are maybe on the up and up versus this day that you woke up and shit just off. I hope you don't really got to deal with some real shit as far as the kids needing you. You know what I'm saying? If kids is, operating as normal, things is pretty good, your little off day won't affect that. But I'm trying to tell you, overall, parents, please, especially us, try to be a team player. The kid needs both of y'all. You can feel like you step up, you do everything. You dot all the I's and cross all the T's. And your child may not seem affected. Your child may be looking like they on the right path. No real damage, no worries, no red flag. But if possible, y'all need both. I want both parents hands on. Y'all can hate each other's guts. I don't want to promote that. That's really a problem. You shouldn't hate each other's guts. But if if there's something about them that doesn't rub you the right way, is that a safer way to explain it and break it down and say that versus the hating? Something just doesn't rub you the right way. Got it. Still, the child needs both of y'all. Can a child grow up, be great, be magnificent without both parents? Absolutely. Can I nitpick and say which parent? So I said to some younger folks that I felt like influencing that if you're a daughter, you're a female, and your father is the only parent there, you may make out better. It's no guarantee. You may make out better as the father being the only parent versus the mother being the only parent. Let's vice versa that. The boys need their mother, if that's the single parent, over it being their dad. Can they still make it? Is there catches and scenarios that may play this out different? Absolutely. There's no guarantee. So just because I said I feel like daughters should be with their father if that's the only parent, and sons should be with their mother if that's the only parent, there's no guarantee that this is the way to go. Shit can still go left. It can still be off, which is why I promote both parents. I promote that I want both parents as present. Even if one parent has the custody, I still want both parents hands on deck. So, can it go the other way? Can the daughters be with their mom and come out amazing? Absolutely. But now it's more pressure because if the moms has the daughters, the guy they select matters that much more. Because his influence matters, her selection matters to the children. I'm getting too deep. I may have to throw this in another segment, part 2. But listen to what I'm saying. If it's the mother with the daughters, the father they pick, it matters. It matters so much. Fathers with their son. Not so much who he picks, because men can be a little more discreet about the women they deal with. But that is also big at how that affects the son. That affects the son if the father has custody and who he selects, because he might feel like he could hold it down himself without a woman in the picture, but he needs to be careful and select a female that can be a mother figure to the son, because he needs it. When it's against the grain, when it's against the grain, see how uncomfortable it gets? That's how uncomfortable it gets. But I feel like that's what's needed. That's what's needed. The mother need to have her son, and the father need to have his daughters. I feel like that's just like, it sets it off. It sets it off to be great. Even though that may not be every case, it sets it off in the right direction. You know, whatever parent is elected, it still matters how solid they are. You know, because if they ain't got it together, they ain't got it together. But if that's the setup, and the opposite parent is supportive and there to an extent, I think we can do great. So this topic is not nearly handled and settled the way I would like, but I did touch on it enough to let you know that even whoever has custody of the kids and whoever you select as your partner, even if they're 100, and it's a good influence, it shows good character, it shows goodwill, you still need the original second parent in there. You still need that second original parent to be involved. As much as possible, influential as possible. Hopefully it's a plus, not the original parent bringing some negativity or some bad parts to it. Because that matters too. If the original second parent has nothing positive, influential, and a good, they're not in a good state of mind to present the things that these kids need, then maybe what I'm saying is null and void. Maybe just whoever the parent selected as their partner is enough. But I'm going to be optimistic, and I feel like if you get both original parents involved, no matter who has custody, even if they not together, that something great could come out of it. Because kids will cherish, flourish, be grateful later if both parents were involved. You feel me? So, until the next time, I'ma holla. You have a safe one, and peace. Tell it how it is, no filter. Your boy Hush.